So I heard that you lack motivation. This video found you for a reason. Sit down and we're going to be chatting about it. Motivation, what is it? And how come you feel like you don't have any at the moment? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like and subscribe to my channel. Now let's get started. And before we do, I'm going to ask you one thing. And it will be to have a pen and paper. Motivation is the enthusiastic feeling that you get when you do something that is putting you in a good state of mind. One of the key elements to motivation is to prioritize yourself, prioritize your health, things that are making you feel good, do things out of bliss, always do things out of passion. Make sure to listen to music that you love. But is it possible? In 2022, after 2-3 years of lockdowns and maybe isolation, is it possible to remain motivated? And is motivation the goal for you to go after? We're going to start by doing a triangle. You can see a little triangle. What I want you to write, health at the top. It's not even actually worth it for me to do it in reverse. You guys don't even see. So health at the top. Then we're going to go for wealth, corner, and relationships. Our life is composed of these 3 elements: your health, your wealth, and your relationships. When you're working 15 hours, actually I'm going to ask you the question at home. When you're putting 15 hours in your job, is it possible for you to get that 6-pack in 30 days? No, it's not. Good answer. So coming to term with the process of choice. Right now you're choosing, and make it a choice. Even if you have to, make it a choice. It's going to feel empowering. And you can even add an end date to that. So I'm going to work 15 hours a day until the end of the year for 6 months. Make it as much as possible yours, your decision. It's going to be precious. And at some point, you're going to be able to maybe focus on your health and on your relationships, because you're going to be able to upkeep. That's something I want you to write. I'm going to write that as well. We're going to do this together. Instead of improving or building. You can always improve yourself, of course, but what I'm saying is upkeeping something, you don't even see the little sheet. Upkeeping something is way different from building something. So once you are at a satisfying point in, let's say, your wealth, then you can start to focus maybe a little bit more on your relationships, building your relationships while upkeeping your wealth, or maybe upkeeping your health while building your wealth. It really depends on where you start. But the reason you don't feel motivation, and now you guys are going to be like, okay, but Masha, what does it have to do with motivation? You just took a little book, you drew a little triangle, you look good. Who do you think you are? Right? And I get you. But reality is, between you and I, the main reason people don't feel motivated, number one, it's because you think that you can do it all, and you can not only upkeep everything at 100, but that you can improve everything at 100, and that you can build everything at 100. That's number one. That's a false belief. And the belief that you could do something that you're not doing is not empowering you. Motivation is about being empowered. So automatically you are shooting yourself in the foot, and you're like, oh, why am I feeling this way? Seriously, that's how it looks like. But I've been there, I've done that, so it's tough love right now. We need more of that. You're focusing on your lacks. You're focusing on things that are not 100. You're focusing on things that you're not doing. Take the power in what you are doing and truly make it yours. Be proud, be bold. yeah, I don't really have a life right now outside of my job, but I'm making a lot of money and I'm building some amazing skills. Number two is that you might just be looking at goals that are outside of yourself instead of goals that are inside of yourself, which is how can I make people smile today? How can I have a good conversation today? And those are little things, but that is what a goal is about. It's setting an intention, going for it, and completing the mission, which for some is still hard. So don't minimize yourself in these processes. They're going to be the foundation for the bigger one. And finally, one of the reasons you might not feel motivated is also because we've been in these lockdowns for quite some time now. Life is changing, and there's a lot of things that are simply outside of your control. And you might be blaming yourself for all of it, to be honest. Like, oh, I'm not feeling motivated because of me. I have a problem. I'm not at the right place. And sometimes you just dismiss the context in which you are. Of course, you have control and you have power, but not as much as you think. We really are a part of something way bigger, and we are influenced constantly by what we see, what we consume, and the environments we're in. In the middle of all of this, your job is to make sure to zoom out, look at the bigger picture, and see, okay, where have I been the last 2 years? Is there anything that could have made me feel this way? Is there anything I used to do before that used to make me feel great, but doesn't really make me feel great anymore? Is there something, a habit that I'm doing that is not empowering me anymore? Is there something that I can remove to level up my dopamine, to level up my wellness, my concentration levels, my coherence? Is there anything that is on your way? Those are the questions you must ask yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember that motivation is only a part of the equation, but there's also a lot of reasons as to why you believe that you're not motivated to begin, even though you naturally might be. We mentioned thinking you can do it all at once, focusing on everything at once, health, wealth, relationships, not really knowing yourself enough, not exploring enough, and maybe having goals that are not yours at the end of the day. And finally, looking into the context in which you are and if there has been any limitations. But with that, we also talked about bad habits, and make sure that you remove what is not serving you anymore out of your life. And with all of that being said, it is not because you feel a way right now that this is your final form. So I want you to take what resonates from this vid, leave the rest, and just feel that energy. Take a little bit of that energy. Have a wonderful day. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and look at the links in the descriptions if you want to connect with me. Follow me on my social media. My name is Masha Katasonov, and it was a pleasure to talk with you today.